Are bicep curls helpful for healing from a rotator cuff tear? No, absolutely not. They're not helpful for helping your rotator cuff tear heal because the biceps tendon, which is this right here, this is one of the biceps tendon, there's two, it runs up into the shoulder. Let me show you. Right there, along with the rotator cuff tendons. And so it's part of the same structures in there. And oftentimes when you get a rotator cuff tendon tear, it's because of a muscle imbalance. It's pushing too much force through the tendons, and it can also affect the bicep tendon. Now, some people think that if you strengthen the bicep muscle because of this tendon that runs up into there, that you can offload the rotator cuff tendons and help the rotator cuff tendon. But it's actually not the case. We need to use muscles that control the shoulder blade. Those need to get stronger. Those are the weaker muscles in the imbalance typically. That's what takes pressure off the rotator cuff tendons as well as the bicep tendon. In fact, most people that have a rotator cuff tear have had a history of biceps tendonitis. You might have this going on yourself. If you dig into your shoulder on the front right here, right where this biceps tendon would be, you can usually find it. It's a ropey structure. If you poke in there and it's tender right away, you probably found it. But if you dig in there and move things over side to side this way, you can usually strum the tendon. It's like a big string or a rope, and feel your other side too, your non-involved side. That one might be painful too because you might have the same imbalance on that side, but usually the side that you had the rotator cuff tendon tear on is going to be more tender when you move the biceps tendon. It is wrong thinking to think that bicep curls are going to help heal a rotator cuff tendon because it actually just feeds into the problem. When you strengthen a muscle that's already being overstretched, you're going to get a tear or something bad's going to happen to it sooner rather than later. This can also lead to problems like labrum tears because that biceps tendon connects to some cartilage that's inside the ball and socket joint called the labrum, and it can yank the labrum away from the bone, and this causes even worse problems than a rotator cuff tear. The better thing to do is to strengthen muscles around the shoulder blades, usually the upper trap muscles, and there's many different ways to strengthen the upper trap muscles. I talk about it a lot here on this YouTube channel. Go into the description below and find a link to the rotator cuff help playlist. You'll find more videos with helpful exercises, tips, and advice for healing a rotator cuff tear naturally. I've also got a program called the Rotator Cuff Tear Recovery Program. You can find a link to that in the description below. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope this answered your question. If it did, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on our notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the helpful videos that we post each and every week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.